thinking about like compressing the canter quite a bit, so we've been working on that. We've been playing with some lateral work.
Okay.
And trying to haul him a lot because he has decided lately that when we go places we're going to be psychotic. So, like I took him to Jacksonville for one of their open shows just to school. We didn't do any showing, and he was really good at like 2 in the morning when I rode, and then the next day when I rode he was like completely unmanageable, bucking, rearing,
What the hell is all that about?
being a goof. So I took him over to Hawkfield a couple weeks later, and he was still being a nut. I got his teeth done last week, and then we've done 2 trips to Canterbury in the last week. And he's,
Ulcers?
don't think so, because he's fine at home. Like, he schools just fine at home. He's nice and lazy. And then the 2 trips to Canterbury, he was fine. And today he's being pretty good. So I don't know if it was that we hadn't. I know we had not been anywhere in.
Either that or sometimes I find some showgrounds horses just don't.
The energy's not right.
Yeah,
some
you know,
places.
that new Grand Prix horse of Heather's doesn't particularly like Tampa.
Yeah.
He gets, you know, up and bullish there. And it's now been like 3 times at Tampa where he's just kind of got bolted through the bridle on the medium canters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, I mean, and the rest of the time, he's a perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's some of it. Your next show is at WEC?
It is.
Okay.
That's
I
why
hope you
we're
got some
trying
money.
I'm trying to haul him everywhere humanly possible first.
So is that for Nanette's show or just a Western? Do it with me.
It's a Western dressage.
Oh, okay.
Show. Yep. They're doing it's that Show Your Horse company.
Oh, it's Nanette.
So, we're gonna go down Friday after work, and he's gonna stay there the whole weekend. We're gonna go down Friday after work and school and just walk and nice and chill.
It's actually, you know, are you inside or outside?
Don't know yet.
The rings are so huge and the indoor rings are so huge. Horses actually settled much better than I expected.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a frickin' lot of walking, and it's
Yeah.
expensive. You know, they
It is
won't let you bring in
expensive.
your own shavings. You have to buy theirs. And,
And you
it's
have
just a
to-
lot of walking.
The
You know, it's
stalls
such
are
a big,
mandatory.
yeah.
Because we were just going to haul down every day, and they're like, nope, you have to pay for a stall. And I was like, well, if I have to pay for a stall, I'm going to use it.
That must be Nanette's rule, because that's not the showground.
Oh.
That's going to be Nanette, because you can haul in. There is a haul in. But the haul in is somewhere
And
down
it's
on
a lot of
241.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's down on 241 someplace.
So,
All right, so what do we need to work on?
so we're having a little trouble staying on the bit.
Okay.
So I'd like to work on that. And then a little bit on the canter transition. I think I'm going to stick with showing basic. When
Okay.
we go to WEC, we'll probably do 2 tests on Saturday.
And you know, you can go to like a grazing bit, a mild curb, a broken
He gets more,
bullish in that.
yeah,
Okay.
he gets much more like, oh my God.
Okay.
So like he'll stay on the vertical, but then he's up and the front end starts coming up a bit
Gotcha,
too much.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Because we did that, we went down to the Florida Horse Park and we did like this Western show bit. That
Did you try one of those little, what I call the cheap shit grazing bits at Tractor Supply?
Mm-mm.
It's just a snaffle mouthpiece, but it's got a shank
Yeah.
and a little curb chain. I usually use a leather one,
Yeah.
but it's just a broken snaffle, not a real curb.
Yeah.
I don't know what he would do with that. sometimes they call them grazing bits because it's only got a short shank about yay.
Yeah.
But it may just be that's still too much for him.
Yeah. Like we have sometimes where he comes behind, so I didn't want to put
Right.
too much bridle on there.
Right. All right, well, let me see some work.
But we're being nice and calm today, so this is good.
Okay. You want to tell him about the new stuff that's on there? Because I don't
What
know
new stuff?
that
It's a guy called Wilbur did it for us. So it has a new fuel pump, a new fuel line, and the front bearings have all been replaced. When we redid the front bearings, the little thing that all the bearings are in, the little round balls, just literally disintegrated.
Oh yeah, yeah, that happens. Oh yeah.
So it's got all of that.
Okay.
He looked at the brakes, and we put brake fluid in.
Yeah, that don't work at all.
They don't work at all, and they did used to work before he did the bearings.
Yeah, I had a four-wheeler like that, and it could be numerous things, but my old four-wheeler, on the actual handle, it's got a little plunger. When you squeeze it, it pushes it, which like pushes all the fluid. Well, that was jammed. So no matter what you did, it wouldn't do nothing. So I had to take it all apart, buy new pieces and stuff for it, but that ended up being a fix. But yeah, that's just a matter of taking it apart.
Yeah, and I don't know if something jammed or unjammed when they did the front bearings. The fan, the guy told us that anytime I drag with it, use the fan. But then I noticed the fan doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So whether that's just something electrical on the switch.
Coincidence, it just stopped working. Yeah.
So that was from there. Gears can be a little funny. Sometimes if you like after you've been running it, oddly enough, you stop and you got to put it in neutral. It doesn't really want to go in neutral. Turn it off, put it in neutral, start right back up again.
Okay.
It's got some idiosyncrasies like that.
Yeah, some little kinks and stuff like that. Yeah.
But Wilbur put a new fuel pump, new fuel line.
Yeah, it runs real good.
Did the front bearings.
Yeah, it runs good.
Tinkered with a couple other things. And I don't know if I made the mistake or it was just where it was when we first had it. I used regular fuel on it, and so we had a hard time starting it.
Gotcha.
So he played with that, the air thingy in there and all of that.
Them things, they like the high test fuel.
So once I started buying the ethanol free for it,
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, because they got carburetors, they just don't like it. Yeah.
And it did great dragging, running the drag for us. And
yeah, that's what she was asking about, because we had a little 250cc one, and it couldn't do it.
Yeah. No,
but it ran. Also
we got a little chain harrow, and in actual fact, it actually pulls.
It pulls the big heavy.
The big one that's on there. It pulled that. I mean, it jerked you around a little bit, but.
Yeah.
But it pulled that. But it pulled the chain harrow just great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then if you were interested in all the power stuff.
The only no-go was the brakes.
Yeah. Trees, fence, they can stop that.
One of those, the pulling.
That's it. I'm like, I'm not stopping on my fence.
We bought when we bought this place.
I jumped it over when
we started here. So
one of the posts.
and I've had the maintenance done on them. They run great, but the problem is I can't start that shit anymore. I just don't have the arm, and by the time I get them started,
it actually didn't damage you.
You're already tired.
I'm already tired.
Yeah, and then you can't.
And it's got all the bits and pieces. The second one is a lot younger, and I've taken them. Either one or both of them.
Money.
I've taken to Eric Griffiths a couple of times and got.
You can give it to the boss lady.
They've been serviced and all of that stuff. But then they come back here and they sit for 6 or 8, 9 months, and then it's like try to get the guys to use them. And the guys are like, it won't start, and
Yeah, I know the drill. I was telling Heather I used to have two just like them.
On your shoulder ends, don't let him leak through that outside shoulder. Okay. So think about doing your shoulder. I've gotten to where, especially with the lower levels, I don't want any bend in the neck and the shoulder in. Because what happens is everybody ends up with too much neck bend and they slide out the shoulder. So I school it with no bend. Really think more about just pushing his hindquarters over. Left hind. Got to cross that left hind up and under.
Okay, I'm gonna run to
Porter's?
Porter's. We settled on 700. And I think they're gonna have to do 100 of it on PayPal, so it's just my email address.
Okay. And he's okay to haul it out of here and everything?
I presume.
Now turn the shoulder first. Block that right shoulder and now cross the back legs. So in the old days, Beth, the old judges didn't give a rat's ass about the actual shoulder in. They wanted to see if you got into it by flipping the quarters out or by bringing the shoulder off the track. In the beginning, I find if you flip the quarters out, if I teach it that way, then everybody gets into a better shoulder in, and then later on we can control it. Don't let the angle get too much. But the trick is to keep him on that outside shoulder and not let him bend his neck too much.
Okay.
That's it. Keep that right rein. Good. And you don't want your angle any greater than that.
Okay.
So the difference between the shoulder in and the leg yield is the degree of angle. The shoulder in should stay at about 33 degrees. The leg yield gets into 40, 45, and both front and back legs cross. Good there. Good there.
I can feel him like when he does it correctly, he gets up here.
Yeah, he starts to pick his back up and under.
Yeah.
We also have, if any you hear of anybody wanting, I've got a spreader up there, 250-pound spreader,
Nice.
and I have a box blade, a 4-foot box blade.
Oh.
No, the box blade I'm keeping. I think it's the straight blade. It's a 4-foot straight blade that swivels.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm getting rid of that was because I got a 6-footer.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a 4-foot box blade up there, but I probably need to keep that since the 5-footer does not actually belong to me.
Uh-huh.
I don't actually use either one of the box blades. I always use what I call the straight blade.
Yeah.
I find that they work better. A little more angle. Yeah. That's it. Then he picks his belly up. So what's a good thing is as you get a little further down, just make a half circle now. Come in off of your outside aids. And now use your right leg and rein and leg yield him back to the rail. Now, right leg and rein. And that really gets you on the outside rein aids. That's it.
I think you'll be happy with his leg yield at the trot. We've been working a lot.
These are looking much better.
We've been working a lot on getting him not to lead with the shoulders.
All right. And that exercise of the shoulder into the half circle to the leg yield back to the rail, you know, the leg yield pushes him into that outside rein, but then when you do the half circle in the other one, it gets him back off the outside.
Yeah. And then this is our more difficult side. Whenever he has to push his haunches to the left.
Block the left shoulder, swing his butt around. Good. That wasn't too bad.
And I found that we're doing a lot of shoulder in and a lot of leg yield, and that thing that he was doing where he was pricking his haunches in on the canter has gotten a lot better.
Have you done any turn on the forehand with him?
Yes.
So I like to kind of go to the middle even before I start my lateral work and do turn on the forehand 360 one way, 360 the other way, and do a bunch of those because they loosen up the hips.
Yeah.
And it actually is a good exercise to get the horse pushing up and underneath, pushing up and under his body. And the trick is make him stand still, yep, and keep it in the rhythm of the walk. Not too much neck bend. And he should come around in about 8 steps. Block the left shoulder. Yeah, see how he wants to walk out of it? Block that left shoulder. That's better. You need to turn your body. 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 That's better. You need to turn your b Yep, and ideally if you're doing that for the test, you should pivot on the inside front leg. Then the other side. So where are you guys living now?
We bought a house in Archer.
Oh, okay.
You know where the Bronson Speedway is at?
Yep.
So we're living over there, and then we're waiting for the...
Block the right shoulder. Block that right shoulder. Hold that right rein. Hold that right rein. Any land with it or just a house?
Yeah, 7 acres.
Oh, so you have your horses at home. Do that one again. He walked out of that one too much.
Waiting for the wood prices to go down a little before we bring them home.
Oh, I hear you there, man. Hold that. Yep, hold the right one. You want him to pivot on the left front. So this is going to tell you exactly why things don't always go quite as well in the other leg yield. Hold them. That's better. Slower. Slower. There you go. There you go. Hold that right rein. Good. Good. Now go do your right shoulder in and see what you get. Good. Better? I spend a lot of time doing that. Just moving them around like that. And it's amazing how many horses you say turn on the forehand and they go, huh? What? Do what? There you go. Little too much angle for your shoulder in. Just decrease the angle. Yep. All right. When you're ready, let's look at the trot work. That all looked really good. Okay. So go ahead and come back to the walk and halt. And now in the halt, ask him to put his head down and eat grass. So halt, play with the bit, and get him to put his head down until he puts his nose in the dirt.
And like when we were doing free walk and stuff, like he will brush the ground
Yeah.
with his nose.
Keep playing with him till he says. So this is what I call understanding the down factor. Keep your contact. So the free walk, you basically have a light contact and they're happy to go down there. What happens is when you take that contact, they want to avoid the contact. So I want him to understand by doing this that when I take that contact, it means put your nose in the dirt, horse. Also a good way to make him stretch out his back in the beginning. You can flex him a little bit left or right. Down with your head, horse. No more bend than that. Take the head down. Yep, good. And then pick him back up and put him down again. So I'm glad he goes down, but what I want is the up-down factor. Not that he goes down and stays there. Go back down, horse.
Boy, it's humid. It sure is.
Yep. Good boy. And then pick him up and put him back down again. So you want, when you get ready to do this, that all you have to do is kind of tickle your fingers, and he goes, oh yes. Flex him a little left so that you feel that you get the left. You had the right. Yeah, see the neck click over? And drop him down lower. In the dirt. In the dirt. And it's that last piece to the dirt that you look, yeah, good boy. Now we're going to kind of go through the gears a little quickly. Walk and do the same thing. Put your nose in the dirt, but keep the contact. Using that same down factor. Down. You can flex him a little right, a little left. Down a little lower. Keep the contact though. Yeah. And you want to keep saying, put it down, put it down. I need to be able to turn the light switch on, so you have to keep picking him up so you can put him back down. Yeah. Keep the contact. It's the contact is the issue. Then when you feel like you've gotten that reasonable, pick him up and go trot again and see if that helps. When he starts thinking about tossing that head, think that he's going to go down. But he's got to go down to this contact. Good there. That's all great. Now go trot. So you're going to ask him if he starts to come up, say, oh no, go down, kiss the ground. Just don't follow through with it. Take a little contact. Yep. Good. Good. Yep, that's exactly right. He started to come up and you said no. Go to the ground. That's it. Yep, now take him back. I don't want him to actually go to the ground, maybe once in a while. I just want him to know that he has to now sit there. That's it. Good job. Go to the ground, horse. Yep. Good. Good, super. Change your direction whenever you get ready.
Boy and his toys. Yeah. Nice bouncy swing.
Yep, going to the ground, super. Lovely. And then periodically, if he comes up and down once or twice, stop and put him to the ground again in the halt. That's very good.
Amazing how little things like that give their understanding.
Yeah. Good, super. Super. That neck muscle's jumping like crazy. Now maybe think about, let's look at the leg heels.
You want it towards the rail or?
Come from center line to the rail. So the line of progression, the easiest is center line to the rail. More difficult, rail back to the center line. Most difficult, zigzag. Keep control of the outside shoulder. So as you make the turn, keep control of the outside shoulder, then open it a nickel's worth, start the sideways, and then control the shoulder. That's what else has had, a new choke. Good, good. Be careful your outside leg doesn't block. So you want to sit to the left side a little bit, like you're sitting on your left cheekbone. So as you come around the corner, step into the left stirrup. Up, drop your left cheekbone, pick your right cheek up. Open up that side and now, up, take the shoulder. Yep, yep. And use the leg every time the outside front leg goes forward. So you literally just kind of go to this side, and dropping that weight to one side or the other is enough.
I watch these things over and over and over again. It's like candy to me, listening to you talk and watching what happens.
Good. Step in your left stirrup. Shake your left foot. Up. A little more forward. So one of the things you want to think of is leg yielding is an engaging exercise. So you want to come in and add a little bit of extra energy, because if you stay at the same, he's got to really work his ass off in order to keep going.
Yeah.
He's got to turn the energy volume up. It's like going uphill. In a vehicle, you don't have to put your foot on the gas a little bit in order to stay at the same speed.
Yeah.
We'll try the other one. So like before you even go, put his nose in the dirt. So I do this fairly frequently. Nose in the dirt, please. And I do it until I get, oh, you want my nose in the dirt? Okay, got it. And then pick him back up, turn the light switch off, and put the nose in the dirt. Turn the light switch on. Nose in the dirt. Good boy. And then you're going to do your leg yields the other way. And just keep thinking even as you walk on. The signal, you won't follow through by letting him go down, but it's the same signal. Put your nose down. As he goes to put his nose down, you say, thank you. You don't have to go any lower.
Okay.
Can you work on Friday? Yes, I can work on Friday. I may need you, I may not need you. That's kind of what you're saying to him. Does that make sense? Good. Good. And you just want that answer to be yes.
I'm having a morning like that too.
Yeah, all the damn drugs I'm on.
Oh, I bet.
Periodically, it's way better than it was. Much better. You see, you kept the forward rhythm. So the leg yield has to be done in the same speed as the original trot.
Hey, wife, the four-wheeler is a tad too big, so I'm going to take it to the farm and drop it off, and then come back, and then we'll just load it up after we drop off your pony. Okay, I'll be back.
The other new thing that had was a new choke cable. They put a whole new choke assembly on it.
Not sure he associated that with the four-wheeler. Maybe he thought you were talking about the horse.
Maybe. Good. So I don't know if your husband caught that. It has a whole new choke assembly too.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Actually, when we get done, if I go look, I actually have the bill from Wilbur.
Okay.
Of all the crap he did to it. There was one bill he never.
It's funny. It went from let's go look at it to I'm taking it home. Bye.
Yeah. See ya.
Hey,
Horse
I got a 3 week. I got a colt coming in 3 weeks.
Really?
Half Arab, half Andalusian.
Oh wow.
Ooh, I don't have a lot.
And that was, well, what do you think about looking at this as I was getting ready to go into the hospital for surgery? Whatever you want, you can have. If I survive this, we'll discuss it afterwards.
Oh my God.
But I'm going in for major heart surgery, and she's talking about wanting a baby.
Well,
If you want a baby,
she's got faith in your
long as it's a
ability to
baby
pull
horse,
through,
right?
girl.
yes. Like I told one doctor, we keep trying, but nothing's happening. Little Iranian woman that was actually very nice. She didn't get it.
Oh.
She suggested that Heather was having a lot of problems and ended up having a hysterectomy. But she suggested, had we thought about having a child? Had she ever thought about having a child? Well, we keep trying, but it doesn't happen. And no, there does not need to be any more humans in this world. Thank you very much.
No, and my goodness, Heather isn't much younger than me, is she? How old
Well,
is
this was
Heather
a
now?
long time ago.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, those options kind of wear out after a while.
Yep, play with it. There you go. Keep the energy. Keep it in the same trot. So the trot should stay exactly the same. He just goes from going forward to going sideways. Yep, so Tribble is coming in about 3 weeks. So
Oh, cool.
Another week.
Where is he coming from?
Texas.
1
4 months old. A little bit younger than we had wanted him to be weaned at. But
How old is he?
he'll be about 4.5 months when he gets here.
Oh my goodness, a real baby.
Nice, that was much better. Keep the shoulder fractionally, 1 footstep, 1 hoof print in front of the left of the hind leg. So the shoulder will be just about 1 hoof print to the right or left, depending which way you're going, of the hindquarters. No lower than that. That's it. Good. That feeling better?
Now, when you are showing the leg yield, which won't be for a little bit, but you sit it, right?
You don't have to. You can rise or sit.
You can post it, okay.
And sometimes it's easier to keep the rhythm if you rise. Sometimes I personally prefer to sit it, but it depends on who I'm on.
Yeah.
Most of the time I can instill a better rhythm in a horse if I sit.
Yeah. I feel like I can feel a better rhythm and get him a little bit more square and underneath himself if I sit it.
Right,
But if I post it, he keeps going a little more forward.
right, right. And the only ruling with it is if you come in and start the leg yield sitting, you have to stay sitting.
Right.
If you come in posting, then you stay posting. Don't do half of it rising and half of it sitting. Good boy. So when you're ready, let's look at the canters. Good with his neck there. No more bend than that. All right. So in the canter depart, put him on a circle first. Increase the neck bend in the moment of depart. So like 2 strides before you ask for the canter, bend him a little more to the inside so that you have his nose over his inside shoulder. There. Now use your inside leg and think leg yield shoulder in so that you're squeezing him up against the rail with the inside leg. That keeps the impulsion and keeps the horse moving over to the outside rein. That's it. So that might cost you a little bit in that you've got a little bit too much bend in the transition, but you're going to get, let's say you're going to get a 7 or an 8. Ooh, she has a lot of left bend. I'm only going to give her a 6 or a 7. Oh, he threw his head, you're going to get a 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing in the down transition, overbend the neck for a while. Yep.
Now it's nice and solid.
Now increase the bend to the inside. Push him over with the inside leg. Then ask for the canter. Overflex him to the inside. Take the left hand to your horn. Take your left hand to your horn. Yes, you will. Keep your head there. Left hand to the horn. Then the canter depart. Left hand to the horn. Yep. There you go. And if you do that 15, 20 times, 3, 4, 5 days, you probably can begin to decrease how much you go to the horn.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I'm lunging them, I'll just tie my rein. It'll be on a surcingle, but I'll take my rein and tie it to the center of the surcingle. A lot of the Western guys will tie to the horn.
Yeah.
So you tied him around just that little bit.